Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, another re-review from my previous channel. This one is an 80s classic by Wes Craven, Deadly Blessing. Let's check it out. Incubus! Doug Barr and Maren Jensen.
Back to your surprise.
Surprise, huh?
I love you.
There's Lisa Hartman drawing a painting of Maren Jensen.
Faith, go away.
And Michael Berryman. He's a Hittite.
Don't wait for me, William Klutz.
Hurry up! Hurry up! Hellfire to the incubus!
Hellfire to you, Hittite!
Get back where you belong, William. You're going to be in trouble with Isaiah.
Speaking of Isaiah, Ernest Borgnine, leader of the Hittites.
We have no use for that kind of machinery, so do not covet what he has.
We learn that Jim's father is Isaiah. He left the Hittites, but he's moved back, but he doesn't follow the Hittite ways anymore. Anyway, while they make love, apparently they have an intruder in their house. Anyway, Jim goes out to his barn to check on something.
What the hell
And when he doesn't come back, Martha goes to check on him. Jim is no more.
Jim.
He kin to them.
So she invites her friends Vicky and Lana to come join her. That's Sharon Stone.
Who are these Hittites anyway? Amish or what?
No connection. According to Martha, the Hittites make the Amish look like swingers.
Father, Isaiah.
Well, what happened anyway?
Jim was the first Hittite to go away to school, to the city. Isaiah was furious to begin with.
Sharon Stone spots a large spider. More on that later. So Michael Berryman is spying on Martha.
He lost one of his shoes, and I told him to go find it. But he never returned. I've asked everyone. Have you seen him?
William.
Vicky's out running and she runs into Jim's brother, John.
Hi.
Mutual attraction.
Where is your red car?
Guess who doesn't approve?
You'll be working now, yeah?
I'm Vicki Anderson. I'm a friend of Martha's.
We are the kindred of God. We have no business with the serpents.
Sharon Stone's character, Lana, gets locked in the barn.
Vicky!
Looked to be on purpose, if you ask me.
Funny, it's not!
She tries to find a way out. Finds a spider instead. Eventually the door opens.
You want me to find who did that or not?
We already know. Who? The incubus. Your laws cannot crush the incubus. Ours can.
The lovely Maren Jensen takes a bath. Oh, to be that washcloth. But apparently she has an unwanted intruder in there with something in a bag. That something is a big-ass lucky snake. The next day, John is looking for wedding gowns with his betrothed bride.
You think?
Maren killed that snake, by the way. But when Vicky walks in, he goes by her and talks to her, and she asks him out.
And nobody will know.
He's intrigued.
You will follow me to the barn.
But father,
Obey!
He found out about his attraction to Vicky. And John rebels.
No more.
Watch the Hittites. Watch 'em.
This is Lisa Hartman's
I mean,
mom.
if you're gonna stay, gotta watch 'em.
Sharon Stone opens wide. So after John is kicked out of the Hittites, he goes and finds Vicky, who tries to teach him how to drive. Somehow his former fiancée gets a feeling that this is happening. And by this, I mean John's kissing Vicky. Vicky tries to drive away, but her car was started on fire, and that's the end of her. Lana has an unfortunate milk experience.
Would you like this on toast? No. Oh!
Martha runs out and finds Jim's grave opened. And full of chickens. She then runs to Lisa Hartman's place and finds a painting of herself. Apparently, Lisa Hartman's character has been obsessed with Martha this whole time. She even has Jim's body out of the grave.
I command thee.
And she's going crazy. Why John's fiancée is going crazy, I don't know, but here's Lisa Hartman.
Let you go now, little bird. I tried to be a little girl.
Then we get a reveal that Lisa Hartman's not a girl, it's a boy. And she's been obsessed with Martha the whole time and had to kill Jim to get him out of the way. So apparently Lisa Hartman and her mother are both crazy. Here's Mama. And Lana gets her. Lisa Hartman apparently wasn't quite dead, but John's fiance takes care of her. Not sure why. Just when you think things couldn't get any weirder, Jim's ghost shows up. Alright, let's talk about Deadly Blessing. This is a movie that I taped, I had it on a TDK tape, taped on a beta tape with the movie The Devils, something else I reviewed on my previous channel, which I haven't redone yet. Saw it a couple times, I think, back in the 80s. I didn't think too much of it, and then I saw it later on in the 90s. I liked it a little better. All I can remember was Ernest Borgnine screaming, "Incubus!" throughout this movie. That's the thing that sticks out in my mind. Seen it a couple times in the last 5 years, and I gotta say, the actresses in this movie, there's a lot of eye candy going on here. Maren Jensen is absolutely stunning. I always thought she was, going back to her Battlestar Galactica days, as well as the Beyond the Reef, a film that I reviewed, I think, last year as well. Plus, Sharon Stone has never looked prettier, and Vicky is played by an actress named Susan Buckner, I think. She looks pretty too. There's a lot of like revealing dresses and bralessness going on, and just a lot of eye candy. Let's just leave it at that. Very few nude scenes, but there is a little of that too. But a lot of eye candy going on. Anyway, Maren Jensen, she's Martha. She lives with her husband Jim, played by Doug Barr. They live on this farm, and nearby are a group called the Hittites, which are Amish-like people, but they're very, very strict. Apparently, Barr's character is the son of the leader of the Hittites, Isaiah, and he left the Hittite group, so he's been basically excommunicated from the group. Next thing you know, he turns up dead in a machinery accident in the barn. Was it an accident? I guess not, but we'll find that out later. She thinks it's the Hittite people who are terrorizing her. So she invites her friends, Lana and Vicky, That's Sharon Stone and Susan Bruckner, to come visit her, basically to convalesce with her as she mourns her husband. There's some peeping Tomism going on. There's a snake in a bathtub. It seems clear that somebody is stalking Martha, Maren Jensen's character. And of course, we're led to believe it's somebody with the Hittites all along. Eventually, at the end of this movie, we find out that that wasn't what was happening at all. Turns out, character named Faith, Lisa Hartman, who we see very briefly at the very beginning of the movie. We don't really see much of her at all the rest of the film until the very end. She's chasing Maren Jensen, and she actually dug up Jim's body and has him on display, and she's been making pictures of her. And then her top rips open. We find out that she's a boy. It's not Lisa Hartman, very lovely actress, by the way, but nope, she's a boy, and she's been hiding this fact all her life, and she has had a crush on Martha, although I don't know how long she could have possibly known her, because Doug Barr just brought her back not too long ago, so whatever, I don't know. And then they get into a scuffle, and then Faith's mother also joins the scuffle, and then they end up shooting both of them. They die, and that's pretty much how our movie ends, or at least you think it's going to end that way. And all of a sudden, the ghost of Jim shows up and says, "Beware of the incubus." And then this incubus, apparently some creature, rises from the floor underneath the floorboards and grabs Maren Jensen, carries her down to hell. And that's how the movie ends. So it just went batshit crazy all over the place at the end of this film. Not only do we have a real incubus, the ghost of Jim, but the fact that the character Faith, who we barely saw in this movie, was actually the one doing most of the terrorizing in this movie. Just all over the place. Just kind of a strange ending to a film that was actually halfway decent. But yeah, Michael Berryman is also in this. There's a brief nude scene in the bathtub, and there's some body double scenes from Maren Jensen. Although I think there was one brief scene where you did get to see her boob too. So thank you, Maren, for showing us that. Anyway, this is the last film she ever did. This was the last movie that Vicky, Susan Bruckner, ever did also, until about 25 years later, 35 years later, she did a little short or something like that. Sharon Stone obviously has gone on to a lot of things. So anyway, that's it. Deadly Blessing, Wes Craven. Check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about it. It's available on Blu-ray now, so I'll leave a link to that one down below. I have the DVD here. Watch it. Bye.